The part I like the most is the art director from the agency being able to see what you're doing live. So just this one feature alone, from my perspective, is brilliant. Hey, yep, still alive. How are you going today? It is so good to see you. Why are we here today? Well, there's something about a growing YouTube channel which gets people saying, hey, do you want to have a look at our stuff? So today, I haven't been sponsored, there's none of that sort of stuff, but I have been sent this little guy here. And it's called the Benbox. And it's made by a company called Inkee. I-N-K-E-E. They said, look, we've got this thing, does video, you can do wireless video. And I was like, yes, that's exactly what I want to do with my live broadcast photo stream thing that I've been talking about since before COVID-19 even exists. I can't wait to be able to get out there and do it freely without thinking the police might take me and lock me up. We will get to it at some point. So I said, yes, this is exactly the device that I want and I need. This little guy here, the Benbox. I've got it, I've played with it, and it doesn't do what I thought they said it was going to do. It does something slightly different to that. And you might go, oh, what's that? It does do what SnapBridge does, but it does it way better than SnapBridge because this is a dedicated wireless video sending box, and it allows you to send what's coming out of the HDMI wirelessly to a laptop, an iOS device, or a Samsung device. So that's what it does. And the issue with the built-in version of this is just a bit slower and a bit clunkier and not really 100% reliable. But with this guy, it is. And I can say that categorically because it's not like I've just turned it on, put it on the camera, played with it in the studio for 5 minutes. No. We had a shoot 3 weeks ago where we actually used this thing all day, and I think we came up with the absolute best use case for this device because it does do one other thing besides just broadcast the signal. I'll tell you about that in a sec. But how it worked for me with my client is I was shooting stills and they were able to see exactly what I was seeing. So in regards to the art director for the advertising agency liking what I'm doing, being able to see what's happening, they were seeing it live, and I was able to get direct feedback immediately. And not only did they see it live, but then if we were in the position to be able to review the images, just simply hit the play button, and then again, what I see through the EVF, they get to see. And in this case, we did it on this iPad. We used it for, to be precise, about 6 hours. It was able to run on the one battery, and here we are charging it again because I haven't charged it since. But I would certainly rate this device as being absolutely professional level of robustness. It never failed to work. What would happen is we would turn everything off, the iPad and the so on off in between locations, and every single time there was a re-Wi-Fiing process, and you just have to get that in the right order, but the more often we did it, the better we got at it. You stick it on here like this. Now, that day, we were actually shooting with the ProPhoto B1 lights, so I had the cage on, and the Benbox was sitting in a hot shoe over here, and then the light transmitter was still sitting in the hot shoe. Not doing that today, so we don't have to go through that process. This cable here doesn't need to be here. This is just charging it for us. The other thing that this does is you can actually remote control the camera from the iOS device or the laptop. This product is new and this company is new, I think. And they are still, I would basically call this right now a beta. I'm a beta tester. I think that's really what they were asking me to be, because some things, they keep updating the software and the firmware, and things have been working and not working. But what you're able to do is control the camera, the shutter speed, the ISO, aperture, take photos remotely, and you're also able to do that in video mode as well. But video mode at the moment has stopped working. But I kind of see that as the less important specification of this. And the part I like the most is the art director from the agency being able to see what you're doing live. And the quality of the signal was good and the distance was good. Didn't measure the distance, but you know, we never got more than perhaps 10 or 20 meters away, which most of the time you don't need more than that. But it is Wi-Fi distances. Let's plug it all in and see if we can make it work right now. We're going to do this live. Let's see if I can't make a fool of myself. On the day we were shooting, I was doing this with the Z7. So we were using mini HDMI and HDMI. With this Z50, we've got to use micro, which I don't like micro. Don't know why the Canon R5 went micro. Bad move. Anyway, let's do it. So we're going to plug this in here, full sized. And of course you wouldn't use a cable this long, but we're not in the field today. We are just showing off how it works. And this is going into the micro. I tell you, USB micro and HDMI micro look very similar. There we go. The next thing we're going to do here is turn this device on. And it is like a DJI drone that you've got to press and hold. So let's jump into the iPad and see, you can see the Benbox is creating its own network. And then we're going to go to the software. Now, there's a bit of a glitch that you have to kind of mess around with this stuff to get it to work. But as you can see, it's working. That is the picture from the camera. There's Mark. What's happening here is we are getting a live feed from this to this, and I can come over here and we're still getting a live feed. So you can see me holding the iPad up to the camera, and this is all a little bit Inception, isn't it? But that's a live feed. You can see me waving. Like I said, my experience, I've in the past, clients have asked me to be able to kind of give them a live view of what's going on, and the Cam Ranger make a version of it where they get stills files that appear on a laptop or an iOS device, and you can review them. There's something better about this way of doing things, because I can actually say to the art director, oh, this is the frame that I'm looking at. Does this work for you? And they say yes. And then you take the shot. You don't have to do it after the fact. So just this one feature alone, from my perspective, is brilliant. Now, in regards to me being able to broadcast this for this idea I have of doing a live YouTube of me showing you how to shoot, this is my plan. Benbox to iPad or iPhone. And then I believe there's software that allows you to grab the screen of your iOS device and live broadcast the screen. If that's the case, I'm going to be able to pull off a live feed from my camera showing exactly what I'm doing and broadcast it. And that's my plan. So that's cool. Back to the Benbox. It's really well made. I think it does this excellently. The software they're still working on, so I don't know what their timeline is. I've had a bit of to and fro between me and them, and they're working on it. It could well be, since we last spoke, they've improved some of the things. They've been doing iterations sort of on a almost like a fortnightly basis. Up to them, I suppose. But it does this already, and it's very easy to use, very easy to set up with, long battery life. Like I said, we got about six hour day out of it. And you can charge, as you can see, we can charge and use it at the same time. Great. So if you want remote control of your camera, which you can already do with SnapBridge, I wouldn't be buying it for just that, I don't think. But if you want live view, which is running at high frame rates, basically it's exactly the same output as you see through your EVF. This is brilliant. And look, for the price, B&H Photo have it today for $109 US. This to me is like a tripod. You just should have one in your bag because you never know what you might be able to use it for. And at $109, that is really not a big expense. And it's camera agnostic. It just works with the HDMI out port. I think it's a great device. But yes, the software is still being upgraded. And I actually asked them, would they allow, because I had originally thought it actually allowed me to record what was being transmitted to the device natively. And literally, I think perhaps my question got a little bit lost in translation. Not sure. Because what it does is it allows you to record. It has a record button, which allows you to get recording started on the device, but it doesn't allow you to record what's on the camera onto that second device. I asked them would they be doing that because that would be of great interest to me, and they said they're working on it. So I actually think this thing's got a lot of potential, but already at that price point, I would thoroughly recommend it if you're ever working with a third party, someone who needs to be able to see what you're doing and you want to transmit that wirelessly to your phone or your laptop or your tablet. Very affordable, very well made, thumbs up. Let me show you what you need to do if you want to control the camera, not just get the feed, is you actually need to plug in a second cable. Now, again, you wouldn't use a long cable like this normally, but we're in the studio and I want you to be able to see it. This plugs into, in the case of a Z6 or Z7, it plugs into the USB port. And in the case of the Z50, it's a USB micro. Aha! Now, suddenly, oh, it appeared and then it disappeared. That's a bit annoying. Might be because USB micro was so rubbish. Honestly, all camera manufacturers do not use USB mini and do not use HDMI micro anymore. They are crappy ports. And these are devices that are on the move, that are held in people's hands, that fall down hills. These are not things sitting on the desk at the back of a computer that doesn't move for 12 years and gets covered in dust. Ah, look, whilst I was busy filling, they've appeared. So we can remote control. And we can even take a photo by pressing this button here. There we go. You do have remote control, you do have literally live, it's a very quick, the delay is under a second. I'm really impressed by this, and I think if they add any more features to it, I mean honestly for the price, $109 US, you can't go wrong. Anyway, for people who want wireless transmission, this is good. As always, it has been so very, very good to see you. I hope you enjoyed being here. If you'd like to be here again, please subscribe, please share, please like, and in the meantime, grab yourself a Benbox and grab yourself a bento box. I love a good bento box. Bit of, you know, teriyaki chicken, some salmon on the side, bit of fried rice. Oh, the best. Makes me hungry. I'm gonna go eat. See you. Bye. Catch you later. See you.